Welcome to the Moderatorship Fair. I'm Professor Graham Watson. I'm the Science Course Director, as I'm sure you're aware. What we're going to do today is have a look at your moderatorship options. Now is the time in the course where you choose your moderatorship subjects, and today the Moderatorship Fair is where we give you as much information as we can about your choices and indeed the process by which we allocate the places. So all the information that I'm going to be talking about is in the Science Course program, Moderatorship program. That has been available, I think, since Monday. So this contains all of the information, and there's PDF of this on the web page as well. So that will contain all the information I'm going to talk about. But you've got to choose your moderatorship options. So these are the 16 moderatorship subjects that we have within the TR071 science program. So we have biochemistry, chemistry, environmental sciences, functional biology, genetics, geography, geology, immunology, microbiology, molecular medicine, neuroscience, physics, physics and astrophysics, physiology, plant sciences, and zoology. There hasn't been any significant changes in the last few years, so I think there was a slight change to the biochemistry course a few years ago, but they're probably exactly the same options as when you came into the college, so they shouldn't be too much of a surprise. And when you're looking at your moderatorship options, you need obviously to have taken the prerequisites for the particular course that you're interested in. Now, this is something we've been talking about since day one of the program, and these are all listed on page 5 of the moderatorship booklet. And it says here, only in very exceptional circumstances do we allow people to do a moderatorship they don't have all of the prerequisites for. And in reality, that's for medical reasons only, in a sense. So don't really be putting down moderatorship options that you don't have the prerequisites for. They are the set of prerequisites, as I'm sure you're all aware. There have been no changes. It would be unfair for us to make any changes once you're into the program, so we don't do that. But you can look at this page in the booklet just to check that the particular moderatorship subject that you're putting down, you do actually have the prerequisites for. So I guess one of the most important things is the closing date for you to make your submission for your moderatorship choices is the 21st of March. Okay? The reason it's then is because we have to go through them all, check them all, and then actually start to analyse the student numbers in each subject, because obviously there can be quite wide variations in choices of students from year to year. The allocation is done. There is a quota for each subject. Now that quota, there is a provisional one in the booklet. That quota is up for negotiation between me and the subjects involved. So if there are lots of people interested in a particular subject, I will try to get more places available in that subject. But obviously resources are limited, and there is a finite amount of flexibility that we have in the quotas for each subject. Admission is based on the overall mark from the senior fresh year. Okay, so that includes the annual examinations, but also the lab work that you will have been doing, the continuous assessment work that you've been doing. So it's the overall mark for the senior fresh year. I'll stress this one, only the Science Course Office can allocate places. Okay? There's no point in going to the disciplines and asking them for a place because they cannot actually give you one. So the process for allocating the moderatorship places is as follows. So the first thing to realise is you only get in the first round of allocation if you pass at the annual exams. If you have to do supplemental exams, you are put into a second pool. So we will take all the students who pass in the annual exams and rank them by merit, i.e. we take the overall mark for the year. We start then allocating places at the top of this ranking list. We obviously check that people have the prerequisites for the subjects they've asked to do, and then we will allocate those places. Now, invariably at some point we get down to the bottom of the list, not to the bottom of the list, somewhere through the list, and one of the courses will fill its quota. At that point, we have to go to the student's second choice in terms of their moderatorship options. Okay? And we will have to continue through that process depending on which courses fill, and it's usually a different one that fills first each year. But we will have to go through that list and allocate the places for all of the students who pass in the annual exam. Just to clarify, because this is always a question, if two students have the same overall mark, okay, then the way, and there is only, say, one place available left in the moderatorship subject, then what we do is we look at the marks in the prerequisite subjects. So we add up all the marks in the prerequisite courses, and the one with the highest one of those is the one that gets the place. So there is a purely numerical way we allocate the places. There's no other way. There's no, you can't plead for a place, or there's no human element in terms of the allocating the places. It's purely numerical. Right, so what happens if you don't pass at the annual exam? Well, you're obviously having to do supplemental exams, and if you have to do supplemental exams, you will be asked to fill in a second course choice form during the summer. Now, the problem there is only the subjects that didn't fill at the annual allocation will be available. So, if you are desperate to do a particular moderatorship, and that moderatorship is popular, then you really need to be passing at the annual exams. I'm sure no one ever wants to do supplemental exams, but the passing in the annual exams for popular courses is required. So they are the provisional quotas. I'm not going to say too much about them other than there is some flexibility within them, and that's something that I will negotiate with the subjects once I have a better understanding of what students want to do. So that's why we need the choices in by the 21st of March. What's going to happen in a moment is that I'll close this lecture, but there will be the moderatorship fair where there are all the course advisors for the different moderatorships available to talk to you. And this is the list from page 3 of all the course advisors. And in addition to the TR071 ones, we've asked the direct entry courses, nanoscience, human genetics, chemistry and molecular modelling. They are there to give you advice if you are considering a course transfer. It's not an option within the science course, but you could, in theory, if you've got the right subjects, apply for a course transfer to one of those courses. So they are there to give you exactly the same information about their moderatorship program as the TR071 subjects are. This is going to go on from 1:30 to 3:30, assuming I finish by 1:30. So there's a good length of time there for you to get good information about a number of subjects if you're not sure about where you're headed. Now, going back to the choice, how do you make that choice? Well, it's all done online. If you go to the science course website, there's a button for local access, and within there is a moderatorship subject choice form. Okay? And that form has, essentially, it's quite a long form, so I've split it into two. The top of the form is simply to put your name and student number and that so we can identify you. And then in the second half of the form, we have all of the subjects available in TR071, and there's a drop-down menu. And in that menu is basically just a set of numbers. So you have to select one in one of the subjects, and then you can select your second choice as 2, your third choice as 3, etc. As I said, there are quotas, so we would ask you to fill in as many choices as you can, obviously within your prerequisites, because that will give us a greater opportunity to give you a subject that you're interested in. If we run out of preferences for a student, we generally have to just try and look at their subjects and allocate them something that we feel is similar. Okay? So get as many choices in there as you can. And actually, to be honest, most of the pressure are in subjects that are quite closely related. Dates to note, we've got the 21st of March. That's the deadline for submitting your course choice form. By the end of July, we will make everybody aware of what place they've got from the annual exams. Okay? And that will generally be done on the web, and we would normally email students to tell them that it's there. And that will be published by student number normally. So we would normally publish a list of student numbers and subjects. For those who need supplemental exams, there is a 22nd of August closing date for the second round choice. Everyone's thinking, I won't need to do that, but 25th of August, the supplemental exams begin, and then things get very tight in terms of timing. We will guarantee giving out notification of the second round places by the 15th of September. That's about a week before term starts. And the reason it's that late is because the exam results aren't published till the Friday before that. That's a Monday. So that is about as fast as we can do it, but we will endeavour to do that. We will succeed in doing that to make sure people have as much time to prepare themselves for the subject they're going to be doing. Okay, thank you. And please, as I said, get as much information as you can before you make your choices.